Hey there guys! Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful daisy flower. The supplies you're going to need for this project are 50 to 65 pound cardstock. You'll need a glue gun, you'll need some detail scissors, you'll also need a cutting machine or scissors to cut these templates out with, and then of course you'll need the templates themselves, which are linked below this video in the description. You're going to need to cut out the following number of petals. You'll need to cut 2 larger daisy cuts and 2 smaller. You'll also need 3 center petals and then one 1-inch by 11-inch strip of paper. Cutting machine measurements are written below in the video description if you should need them.
Okay guys, so in this tutorial we're going to be making a daisy, and to get started here I'm going to first work on building the base of the daisy, and then we're going to work on the center. So I'm just going to set what I need for the center aside. And for my daisy's base here, I have 4 petal layers, 2 slightly bigger and 2 slightly smaller. So the first thing that we're going to do for this, it's quite simple. I am using what's called a paper bloom shaping mat and tool set for my paper flowers. I actually sell these, and you can find the link for them below the video. I'm going to show you what to do if you don't have this or don't wish to purchase, so just hang tight and I'm going to show you in just a minute your alternatives if you don't have this set here. So first thing I'm going to do is each of these daisy petals I'm going to press into the mat, and I'm going to sort of curl them like so. So I'm just going to give some firm pressure, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to curl each of these petals. Okay, so you should have something that kind of looks like that when you've curled the petals. And then I flip the entire thing over so that the side that we curled is now facing down. And I curl the center by rolling and putting pressure in the center like that. And then all the petals will kind of stand up a little bit more, so it won't be so flat. And you're going to repeat that exact same thing with all 4 of the petal layers, okay? So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to start assembling it. Now, if you don't have the paper bloom shaping mat and tool set and don't wish to purchase it, I'm going to show you an alternative way to work with your petals here. I use a thin wood dowel as an alternative, and you can kind of just curl the petals gently around the dowel, like so. Okay, so we've kind of curled our petals back there like we were doing when we were curling them on the mat, and just kind of work with them a little bit, get them sort of curled down nice and gently. And then for the center part, you can bend these up like this. So if you don't have that mat and tool set and don't wish to purchase, this is an alternative way to get your daisy petals to work for you so that you can still create the flower. Okay, so now I have all of my daisy petals ready to go here, and of course we're going to start with the 2 larger ones, and I'm just going to work on layering those 2 together. And when you layer, try to be intentional about alternating the petals as best you can. They won't alternate exactly, but you don't want them to be like directly in line with the layer below it, or it might look a little funky. So I'm just going to add a little glue, layer that on like that. So something like this. And then we're going to add in the smaller layers as well. The daisy is super easy to put together. Definitely a beginner-friendly flower. so you should have something that looks like this at this point. And then we're going to work on the center next. So the first part of the center is building the innermost piece. Let me show you what a complete daisy looks like here. We're going to be building this point right here first, so I'm going to show you how I do that. Now I've just cut an 11-inch by about 1-inch thick strip of paper, and I'm going to fold that in half long ways all the way down. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to grab a pair of detail scissors and we're going to cut little slits all the way down. To make this go a little bit smoother and easier for you, I fold the paper in half one more time so you can cut twice as much and make it much faster. So I'm just going to cut little tiny slices all the way down. Now you could have a cutting machine do this for you, but I find that this part I just prefer to do by hand, and I know there's a lot of people who cut by hand, so I wanted to show you how to do this by hand, and it really only takes about the same amount of time as your cutting machine cutting it out. But I am including a SVG cut file for this part of the center if you do not wish to do this by hand. So just try and get as small of cuts as you can in width, and take your time. Okay, so there we go. I have that done now, and I'm just going to open the whole thing up so you can kind of get a look at it here. Make sure it looks good. Looks like my cuts all look kind of good. I'm going to make a little adjustment right here. Alright, so the next thing to do here is going to be to glue this closed. So let's just add a little bit of glue and just go ahead and glue it closed. All the way down, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to roll this entire center up. So starting at one end, just give it a tight roll. Once you get that first roll down, add a tiny bit of glue and continue to roll. And every 2 or 3 rolls, come in and add just a little dot of glue so it holds it in place. Alright, so it should look, get all my glue off my fingers here. It should look something like this when finished, and then you want to just kind of fluff it out a little bit. You don't have to get extreme with it, but just kind of fluff it a little bit. If you wanted to make this thicker, you could add another one of these around it and continue the roll, but I think this looks fine for the most part, especially since we're adding an additional centerpiece to enhance it. So we have that done now, and then we just need to add these pieces on. So for this, I'm just grabbing my paper balloon shaping mat and tool set again, and I'm rolling the center just to get those petals to stand up a little bit. Up there. Okay, so we have that. And then we're just going to layer these together. Add a little bit of glue. Place it on top. Like so. There we go. And then you want to add this piece into this center. So I generally push it down, and then I will kind of use my fingers to get the outer center pieces to come up a little bit more around that tight center piece that we're working with there. We can kind of fluff it back out just a little bit. And the last step will be to put it inside of the daisy center. Just like that. Now you have a really pretty daisy. Looks quite realistic and beautiful, and you can make a lot of them, or just a few, put it in vases or wreaths or anything that you like. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to download your templates below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.
Be sure to check out my blog for free templates and tutorials on abbykirstencollections.com, or you can shop this signature template design on catchingcolorflies.com.